This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories.
And welcome to my review of Invincible Season 2, Episode 8. This episode is titled I Thought You Were Stronger, and if you have not watched this episode yet, please don't watch this because this was an incredible episode. I really enjoyed it and think that you should watch this before you see the review. And just as a side note, tomorrow I will have a poll going up to see what you thought of the season overall. And I say it in the poll, but I'm going to say it here too. Please don't take into account the gap in between episodes 4 and 5 when you're judging the season. I just want to know what you think of the season as a whole, and not do that while taking into account the really annoying gap in between episodes. But yeah, this was a brutal episode. I just really enjoyed it, but my biggest complaint is Prime just has to shove these ads in the stupidest spots. It was just so amazing the scene that we're at where Mark is trying to contemplate what he just did by committing murder, and then it just cuts to a commercial break, and I'm like, you guys just need to be better at setting these in if you want to be forcing people to watch commercials during this unless they pay for the better version, but they're literally just ruining some of these scenes where it just gets incredibly intense, and then it goes to a commercial break, and it just ruins the flow of the scene into the next one. But going into this, that beginning fight was brutal. Going through those different universes, they were fun and pretty ridiculous. They had the both knockoff Spider-Man and essentially they had Batman in there where there's nothing really saying that wasn't Batman, and they heavily implied it was Batman. That was honestly just a lot of fun where he's like, yeah, it's kind of a lazy name, but honestly it was just so much fun seeing those different universes, and I saw a lot of people thinking that Spider-Man was going to appear, and although he kind of did, it was a different version of Spider-Man, but there's essentially nothing to disprove that he didn't see Batman, besides the fact that they don't have the rights to use Batman. But yeah, honestly, that was just a lot of fun, and going through it, I really enjoyed it. Going to some other the more minor things I enjoyed before I just go back to that incredible fight scene. I really like the stuff with Nolan and him going and kind of realizing that he is a bad person and he kind of deserves to be executed, but also not wanting that at the same time. It was really great his conversation with Alan at the end and realizing he actually does miss Debbie, and that was just such a great scene. But going through more of it, there was also those really nice moments where we get to see everyone trying to comfort Mark and him trying to do everything after. Everyone basically telling him that it's not really his fault and he did the right thing. And then also them going to set up Mark being with Eve is it was done really nicely where he's not really ready to do it right now, but may eventually go to it. And that was pretty interesting, but going into so many of the other things, it was just really incredible to see all this. But now going to what I really enjoyed, is that that fight was brutal. Mark having to fight Angstrom and him just not wanting to hurt him and being pushed further and further as his family is being tortured and he sees his mom with the broken arm and she's, nearly dead and he just kind of loses it. I think everyone can understand that, and he just goes on this absolutely savage and brutal beatdown of Angstrom until he kills him, and I'm just wandering through this. Are they gonna go and have this change somehow? But no, this death is permanent and it sticks. And honestly, it was just really incredible because although this was really incredible, I think one thing that was kind of disappointing in this was the fact that Kate actually was still alive and always lived through a duplicate, and we've never really seen the real version of her. Although she does still have all the memories, and it is still the same character. It was a little disappointing to see that this was kind of retconned, but I think it's still a nice moment, and they definitely have good story reasons to do it later on. I will be fine, but honestly, just for now, since I really don't have too much to do, it is kind of feeling a little disappointing that they didn't just stick to it and have the impact of her dying be there permanently, but at least there still is an impact, and the Immortal still really has to deal with all of this. And I really like that character and how her relationship with him made her decide not to just stay dead and build another life. But honestly, just going through this, it was such an incredible episode. I really just loved it the entire time. This probably has to be my favorite one because it had so many great moments that you can't even think about them. Another great one was just when Nolan was saying that he just wants Mark to kind of have a moment to himself to be able to process everything and be able to just live his life and showing that he actually does care for his son when it's been really, kind of questionable throughout the entire series, and him realizing that he's not really a Viltrumite anymore. It was just so incredible, and they did such a great job. But I honestly want to know what you think because I love this finale. I think that they did such a great job, and I can't wait for season 3. But based off last week's episode, it's probably not going to be for another year or so. I will be reading the comics soon. I am just honestly pretty busy with some other stuff, so I don't know when I'm going to get to them, but I am looking forward to reading the comics and seeing where the storyline goes. But once again, let me know what you think, and I'll see you on the next episode of Legends and Theories.
Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.